What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Realistic Room of the Wrexham. This is episode number 28, and as you can see the headline there, Alex Pritchard, he was the star as we grabbed a 94th minute equaliser against Stockport. A real Hollywood ending after Nick Powell scored a brace in the last 15 minutes. It looked like our unbeaten away run was going to end, but the dramatic finish meant that we salvaged a point and climbed up to second place despite dropping 2 points. We move into the automatic promotion spots now. Cheltenham lost and Rotherham 5 points ahead of us at the top of the table. It was a pretty decent episode. A couple of 1-0 wins in the league away at Birmingham, which continued our incredible away form, and then a 1-0 win at home to fellow promoted side MK Dons before that dramatic draw at Stockport. Well, in hindsight, it was a good result considering the position we were in with just a couple minutes to go. But Stockport are actually in the relegation zone, and the way we're going, especially away from home, I thought we would have won that game. But it showed character to come back and snatch a draw. So hopefully we can build on that today as we we'll face Blackpool twice in today's episode. Once in the EFL Trophy, and then once 4 days later in the league, before rounding off with the visit of Cambridge to the racecourse. Well, looking at the EFL Trophy group, Blackpool beat Bristol Rovers whilst we drew with the side bottom of the group. So this game decides who goes through in this group, and I will be rotating the side. Barnett and Bradshaw both came to us and saying that they want game time. Bradshaw was actually saying that he needs game time, otherwise he might have to look to move elsewhere. To be fair, I did promise him more game time than he has been getting, but when Paul Mullin is on the form that he's on right now, he's just won Player of the Month in September. He scored a hat-trick a couple of episodes ago. I can hardly drop him. So Bradshaw, when you'll get your minutes, I'll bring you on as a sub. You'll play in these cup games. You got to take your chances when they come. And well, with these cutscenes here, Bradshaw looks like he scores the winner. I wouldn't mind that today. I wouldn't mind that at all. It is a heavily rotated side, though. You know that I don't focus on these cup competitions. The league is my priority. Getting Wrexham up the divisions as quick as possible. So it gives these cup games give the depth in the squads, the youth players potentially, a chance to shine and a chance to give me some decisions to make when picking my team for the league. Well, we'd be off to the worst possible start. Blackpool would take the lead just a few minutes in. A decent finish, but Lainton in goal, probably playing his last game for the club, actually. He's heading to Cheltenham, rivals for us in League One right now, battling for automatic promotion. He is heading to Cheltenham in January, so this will probably be his last game for Wrexham. Definitely his last appearance at the racecourse, and yeah, he didn't cover himself in glory with that first goal. And then Alex Pritchard, the hero of the last episode, had the chance to be the hero again, and he probably should have been actually, but his finish was wide from a close distance. However, we would find the equaliser. We were really pressing on in this one, and Lee Morris would grab his first senior goal. Absolutely love this moment for him. His brother has been starring in the side, Ryan, but Lee, with the limited minutes that he's got, he takes his chance here and gives us an equaliser, a deserved one as well, after Blackpool started the better. Well, practically from kick-off, the visitors would go down the other end and score a pretty good headed goal. Great header, great finish into the far corner, and us being level pegging lasted just a matter of moments as Gaich, I don't know, that might not be how you pronounce it, gives Blackpool a 2-1 lead. And then just before the half-time break, Blackpool have a chance to give themselves a 3-1 lead, and they do so. A lofted finish over Lainton, and Gaich again bags 2 in the last 15 minutes of the half to give Blackpool what looks like an unassailable 3-1 lead going into the half-time break. Well, in the second half, it was a very quiet half. We made a couple of changes, Ollie Palmer coming on, and the Tangerines would grab a fourth. Another headed goal in at the near post, and they lead 4-1. And it will be Blackpool who will win this EFL Trophy group and progress through to the next round. I'm not fast. You know I'm not fast. My focus is on the league. It's a shame, obviously, when I don't want to lose any game in any competition, but it's a chance for the depth players to prove why they should be in the squad. And after that performance, I didn't see any reason why any of those players should be playing. Not great performances at all from anyone in the squad, but it means that the team is fit now for the visit for when we visit Blackpool in just a few days' time. Well, before that, we had a scouting report. We were looking at a few left-back options as well as a few centre mids on the free agency market. Ismaila Koulibaly and Alan Brown looking like good options. But in terms of the left backs, we discussed this in the last episode. I was either going to try and get a left back on loan from like a Premier League or Championship side, or try and find a left back in our league or League Two and try and offer Anthony Ford as a straight swap, because Ford's contract is running out at the end of the season and I can't afford to renew it, and I don't think I want to. He's now third choice right back. I don't really need three right backs. So I'm happy to let him go and potentially swap him for a potential left back. So if you have any left back options or suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments. And as we head into the second game of the episode, and it is a familiar face, Blackpool, who are fifth right now. So this is a huge game, and this is another reason why I rotated the squad for the cup game. I wanted my players fit for this one because I knew it was a huge game. Fifth versus second, back to our recognised 11. Can we continue our brilliant away form to start the season? 5 wins, 2 draws, 0 defeats. Well, this game was scintillating from the first minute, pretty much end to end. There wasn't too many chances created in the first half, but it just felt breathless. And Luke Bolton had the best chance in the first half, fed from Elliot Lee, but his shot was well saved. And then Paul Mullen had a shot from close range blocked, critically blocked as well, because it definitely was goal bound. Before the 68th minute mark, Nathan Lloyd's called into action, forced into a good save. The Blackpool fans trying to rally their team and get them going for this one. But unfortunately, from their corner, nothing is created as they look to make it 2 wins against Wrexham in just a matter of days. Well, we would go down the other end, and Luke Bolton again with another good chance. We've mentioned it before, his striking abilities, or lack of, have been pretty poor since bringing them in. We're trying to improve them with some training. And at least these ones are going on target. I guess that's an improvement. But Bolton, unable to find the back of the net. Jewison Bennett had a acrobatic shot, but it went wide from a corner. And then Nathan Lloyd again called into action. And that would be that. A 0-0 draw of Bloomfield Road. So my tactic of resting my players in the cup game and hoping that they would be fit enough to defeat Blackpool's side in the league kind of backfired a tiny bit. Ultimately, we're still unbeaten away from home. Now 5 wins and 3 draws. And it is another clean sheet, which, Nathan Lloyd's been racking up these clean sheets recently. But unfortunately, we couldn't snatch the victory. And Rotherham do win, so now they have a 7-point gap at the top. Cheltenham lost, though, and so Wigan are now the side directly behind us in the league. As we see down the bottom of the table, Cambridge, who are our next opponents, are just outside the relegation zone on goal difference. I think it was goals scored. I think they had the same goal difference. So that is a game we'll be expected to win, but you can never take those ones for granted. As we see the finished scouting reports for Ismaila Koulibaly, who looks like a decent player, actually 70 rated overall. He has played in England before, although I think only a couple games for Sheffield United. He looks like he could be a good option. Alan Brown as well, played I think nearly 350 games for Preston. He could be a really good experienced centre mid to bring in. So let me know in the comments which one of those two you think I should potentially try and bring in if we have any budget for wages come January. Well, before we get into the third and final game, I just want to mention, obviously I have mentioned it a few times in a few episodes, that we do now have a Patreon. So the link will be in the bio of this video in the description. So if you want to go check it out, there's plenty of cool features that you can unlock, including episodes of the Realistic Career Mode, episodes of the Return to Glory series a day earlier than YouTube. I will also be starting to do a Patreon specific stream where I'll be doing a career mode on Patreon live, and that will just be for the viewership of Patreon. So if you want to see an exclusive career mode series, make sure to head over to Patreon and check out which tier you would like to participate in. And to be honest, you don't even have to participate in any of them. You can just become a member. That is completely free as well. I also post pretty much a daily blog over there where I update a current and future career mode ideas, as well as just day-to-day bits I'm doing, as well as plenty of other stuff as well. One of the higher tiers is you can have a player in my actual career modes as well. You can create a player and they will be in the career mode world, so we can check up on them, see how they're doing, see how their stats are doing. Really, really cool stuff like that. I'm trying to make it a bit more inclusive for you guys. So and I think Patreon's a really, really cool way to do that. So feel free to head on over there, and if you see anything you like, if you have any suggestions as well, feel free to drop them in the comments. Well, headed back into the episode, and it would be the visit of Cambridge, the side battling relegation right now, 20th in the league, but they would take a shock lead. Sekou Jana would give them a 2-0 lead here, scoring twice in the first 15 minutes to shock and silence the home fans. And then on the 23-minute mark, he would have a hat-trick. Yeah, I don't know what was going on in this episode, but Cambridge came out the blocks flying. And sometimes you just have one of those games where every shot that your opponent has go in, and you just get absolutely battered. And, well, we would look to get back into this game, a stunned Wrexham side expected to win here and press on against Rotherham. We would be 3-0 down, but Paul Mullin, I mean, this guy, Mr. Reliable, grabs a goal, and it gives us just a little bit of hope. And then on the stroke of half time, Lloyd makes a save here, although it didn't look like he saved it. He did in fact save it, and then from the resulting corner he makes another save, that one way more visible, before it is cleared off the line. And we go into the break 3-1 down, but with a chance, with a hope. I always believe in this Wrexham side, we can always score goals. And from kickoff, Elliot Lee has a great chance, but oh my word, what a miss. That was a huge moment in the game, and Elliot Lee blasts his shot wide and Cambridge go down the other end. Oh God, that hurts. That's a double whammy. Thomas gives Cambridge a 4-1 lead. It could have been 3-2, but it is 4-1, and that one hurt. And we really mix it up here, playing basically a 4-1-1-4. Bring on some players. Bradshaw comes on, Morris comes on. We try and mix up the team a little bit. Try and get back in this game. If we're going to concede more goals, we might as well try and score some as well. But it backfired, and Cambridge would find a fifth goal before finding a sixth. Jana, who I will see in my nightmares tonight, I tell you that. He scored his fourth and then fifth goal before grabbing an assist here, and Cambridge would have 7-1. Cambridge leads 20th placed Cambridge leads 7-1 at second placed Wrexham. We had it in the last season when we got battered. Was it Colchester, I think? I think we lost like 6-0 or something. I just feel like you always have a game, like one a season, where you get absolutely battered by a team. Get really humbled, I'll be honest. And our home form hasn't been particularly fantastic. Definitely room for improvement. But fair play to Cambridge, they were clinical, and Jana in particular scored 5 goals, grabbed an assist, and gave his side a shock win. And do you know what? It's our first winless episode this season, and in fact that is our first winless episode since all the way back in episode 9. Technically episode 12 was winless, but with 3 draws, but one of those was in the cup, where we then went to penalties and beat Barnsley. But a winless episode, the first one since episode 9, nearly 20 episodes of at least one win. It shows our improvement. It shows our intent. And yes, this was a big step back in terms of a blow, but ultimately it's just 3 points lost. We do drop down to third. Blackpool move ahead of us now, but we are still in a really good position. After 17 games, I'm really impressed with our start. And, well, look, maybe sometimes you just have those freak results. It does happen, but we are now 10 points off Rotherham as well. So it looks like we're going to be battling for an automatic promotion spot. Well, that will be it for today's episode. What a way to end it, my word. Hopefully we can bounce back in episode 29. But so I hope you're enjoying the series. Drop it a like. Check the Patreon out if you haven't already, and sub to the channel if you aren't. Big love to you all. Have wonderful days, and I'll catch you in episode 29 very soon.